Hello and welcome to the Delta analysis video. Today is Delta Arcanine, which is a normal and dragon type, which is the same as Trampa. It's an okay type defensively. Offensively, it does hit most things, but still it does resist both your stab. Um, and defensively, you are weak to fighting, dragon, ice, and fairy, which is honestly not that bad. Fairy is a big one, fighting is a big one, but the rest is like not that bad. Um, Looking at the stats, defensively, it's not bad. Defensively, 90 HP, 80 defense, 80 speed def. It's not bulky by any means, but it definitely can eat some hits. Um, Offensively, it has pretty good stats with 110 attack, 100 special attack, and 95 speed. Meaning it's speed is a bit underwhelming. Like you'd rather be like 195 by a lot, but honestly, it's definitely manageable. And this thing doesn't rely on its speed as much as you would expect it to. Um, its abilities are Inner Focus, Intimidate, and Multi-Skill. Inner Focus means you cannot get flinched. Intimidate means you lower your opponent's attack by one stage whenever you hit the field. Um, and multi-skill means that if you're a max HP, you take 50% less damage from any hit, any attacking move does half damage. So that's pretty nice for setting up. Intimidate is good for like weakening your opponent, which also helps you set up because this thing is definitely a setup mon. If you look at its moves, looking at it when you do look at its moves, it gets agility, sword sense, and calm mind for setup, which gives it both physical and special setup. And considering it has both physical and attacking, physical and special, good offensive stats, 100 special attack, 110 physical attack, it means it can definitely use both of those quite effectively. Gets a little bit light screen and reflect if you want to run a more of a support set. Although it does not get recovery, which is one of the bigger flaws of Delta Arcanine, compared to regular Arcanine at least. Gets reward to phase things out. Draco Jet and Extreme Speed for priority, which as I said, its lack of like great speed is not that bad because it does have priority. And Super Fang is like a flat 50% of health remaining off of anything, and it's definitely a good move to have if you want to break something that you can't really deal with, and like on a prediction you click Super Fang against like a Mega Aggron that you normally can't really hit that hard. Like it's a good move to have. So the first set is the most obvious set, which is a physical set with either multi-skill or intimidate. It just depends on the situation and preference. Um, Multi-skill is definitely easier to set up with, but intimidate is more useful in more situations. And with if hazards are up, multi-skill is completely useless. Well, intimidate is definitely not useless. Um, Sword Sense Extreme Speed. That's like the main thing about this Mon. Feature Sword Sense Extreme. Sword Sense Extreme Speed. I don't know what's going on. You're in Sword Sense Extreme Speed, and that's pretty much the base of the set. Then you're on any really filler moves, doesn't really matter. And those options are Earthquake helps with steel types, helps with fire types, rock types, electric types. It just hits a lot of things super effectively, and it's a great coverage move to have. Outrage, Dragon Claw, and Draco Jet are all viable options for Dragon Stab. Outrage does lock you in. Dragon Claw is the safest of the three, but it does meh damage. And Draco Jet is weaker, but it does have priority, which you might not need it with extreme speed, but it definitely can come in handy if you're against like a Latios or Latias, and Draco Jet will be able to outspeed them, while extreme speed might not be able to kill. Draco Jet could do that. Wait, they should be equally strong though. I don't know. It's a decent option if you want to run Draco Jet. Um, Ironhead is good for the fairies, good for the ice types. Superpower is also good for the ice types. Well Charge helps with bulky water types that you need to break. Rock Slide helps. It's just a good offensive move. Helps the fire types, flying types, bug types, ice types too. Avalanche Helps with other dragon types, but you generally don't need it. It's just that ice is a good offensive typing, and I'm just gonna mention every viable physical move it gets anyway. Um, which is literally why the rest of them are there. Crunch helps with psychic types, ghost types. Ghost types are actually kind of annoying against this thing, so maybe I should have put Crunch higher. Aqua Tail helps with ground and rock types, which is also pretty nice. Like, these are generally worse than any other option you can go for. Sand Headbutt for fighting types and poison types. It helps, but generally just running Swords at extreme speed, Iron Head, Dragon Claw, something like that. It's like a normal set, in my opinion. Um, and this thing just destroys physically, because you can get a pre-freeze Sword Dance and a +2. Like, you can even get if you get +4, it's over, pretty much. Because this thing hits really hard with base 110 attack, base 80 priority move that also gets stab on at +4 attack. That hits so hard. And there's just nothing you can do about it besides like Sarina, like Scarf Sarina with high jump kick, because you can get hit by priority. Like something like that could beat it. Um, like Lele, I guess. But Lele would be a speed tie anyway. You could just risk it Iron Head, I guess. But yeah, this thing just clicks Sword Sense and does big damage. The special set is a lot worse in my opinion, since it does not get reliable recovery or any recovery at all. So Gold Mine is a bit too slow in my opinion. You still can run it, but it doesn't boost fast enough in my opinion. Um, Although you still can run multi-skill and or not and or intimidate. Well, I don't know why I put outrage. That should have been Draco Meteor instead of outrage. Draco Meteor or Dragon Pulse depend on which you prefer. Draco Meteor is less spammable than Dragon Pulse. The Dragon Pulse is better on a Gold Mine set, in my opinion. But outrage is definitely better for raw damage output. Hyper Voice is the best normal stab you have. Like you can run like Hyper Beam if you really wanted to, but like it's not the greatest move in the game. Fire Blast is good for steel types, ice types, bug types, grass types. Mostly ice and steel because those are kind of annoying to deal with. Calm Mind for setup, as I said. Agility is also good because you don't have priority to rely on the special side. So if you want to boost speed, agility is the best way to do that, and also really the only way to do that. Flash Cannon helps with fairies, helps with ice types. Ancient Roar is a new move that was added. That's pretty much rock type hyper voice. And that's honestly just what it does. It's rock type hyper voice. It's decent. Dazzling Gleam helps with other dragons and fighting types, and Surface, I don't know what the hell does this thing at Surf, I don't even understand. Same thing as with Aqua Tail, it's not that great on this thing, but you have it, so it's there. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's pretty much what Arcanine does. Like utility is not that good. Like you can run screen set and it's really pretty much all you can do with this thing utility wise. This thing is just designed to just either set up or click special moves. Like click Sword Stance or special moves, including Gold Mine if you really want to. But yeah, that's pretty much what this thing does. It clicks physical moves generally, and the special side is like a niche. Um, so yeah, this thing is really good. Really good. It definitely requires a lot of prep because if it gets out of hand, you lose. Unless you have like an eject button or like sash counter or something stupid like that. But yeah. Next up is what's next? I wrote it down. Next up is Delta Column. That's definitely an interesting one, and it's not a negative thing. It's actually insanely weird, and I don't know what it. I don't know if it's good, bad, or like both. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. Like it's so weird. But okay. See y'all then. Goodbye.